What is up, everyone? We have some absolutely massive news that just broke within the last couple of hours. It is a Saturday. I don't normally stream on Saturdays, but I felt like I had to get on to talk about the news around helium. Also, some news around DABA that just broke within the last 30 minutes, I believe. As you all know, uh, helium went net deflationary earlier, really just a few months ago, actually. And there's been a lot of discussion about how those burns are taking place and why the token price has not been reacting the way you might think. Well, the debate has been settled, okay, and I would argue this is the biggest news of the year. I think helium has been obviously a pioneer in the DePIN space, and I think we see a lot of other projects follow suit. And I think that we could see this here as well. But here is the news of the day, guys. Helium just put this out. They said, as you know, the team has been burning mobile revenue, which has been climbing, by the way, on a daily basis, thereby offsetting daily network emissions with supply reduction. So we have seen that. Obviously, we've seen the supply dropping from those burns. But the question was, where is the buying taking place? Because the price does not seem to be moving. It goes on to say here that this is the big part of it right here. There's really two big parts, actually, I want to cover in this. The first one is that they're going to be buying the equivalent amount of H&T from the market, guys, from the freaking market. That is massive news, okay, for not just helium, but for all of DePIN, because I think we're going to see other projects follow suit here. When you don't have open market buys, yes, you do reduce the supply, but it does not really connect the fundamentals and the revenue to the token price. This change is going to be absolutely massive, guys. Absolutely massive. Big Sky, thank you for reposting. Repost, guys, if you're watching. Says that they'll execute this via DCA triggered daily, okay, after matching the daily burn. It also is going to be automated. So, guys, this is going to be on-chain buying, open market. We're going to be able to see very transparently the burns taking place. This is going to connect the fundamentals on the revenue side with the token price. Like, this is going to give buy pressure to the token. And again, I think we've seen that some projects right now have been burning from the treasury. And I think people are kind of like shaking their heads, like, what's going on? Why are the prices reflecting the fundamentals? Guys, this is a big deal. The other part of this, though, which people are probably not seeing as a big deal because I think it's being overshadowed likely by the first announcement here, but is they're exploring a digital asset treasury business. Okay, so this is a big deal. So the digital asset treasuries, essentially what we've seen to this point at least has been they'll find like a NASDAQ traded company, they'll add a crypto asset to their balance sheet, and it gives a route for institutional and traditional financial buyers to get exposure to that asset. Guys, I mean, this is a few weeks after we just saw Aether was the first DePIN project to get added to a balance sheet, but this would be a specific H&T focused digital asset treasury. And they speak about this here. They say, we are highly enthusiastic about bringing helium to new audiences, particularly public market investors, with whom we believe our story about the future of wireless connectivity, not just another crypto story. I agree. I know we all agree. We just need more people to know about it. But it says it will resonate deeply with those people. To this point, if you wanted to get exposure to helium, to H&T, you either had to use a DEX or get onto a crypto exchange or participate in the network itself. This opens up the door for traditional financial investors, for institutional investors to get exposure to H&T. This is not happening before, guys. So this is a really big deal. So talk about massive news all around, man. Open market buys. I added to my bag. No, not financial advice, but huge news. I would say this is on par with the SEC news, in my opinion, not classifying DePIN as a security, because to this point, a lot of these projects, we've seen the fundamentals getting so much stronger, but when they're burning from the treasury, not doing open market buys, there's a disconnect between the revenue and the token price. And I think this is going to be really good for token holders, for investors in DePIN projects. I think for also institutional investors that are looking at these projects, if now the revenue does have that full flywheel effect, where there is a complete connection between the fundamentals of the project and the token price itself, then you're going to see a lot more interest from investors as well. And now they have the mechanism to get there, guys. So I cannot tell you how big this news is. The other thing on the break, outside of Helium, guys, Daba Network just posted this. You know, their DBT token, that's their native token. Looks like they're going to be having their mainnet TGE in December. Big news all around. We also have 375 AI later this month, man. Big stuff taking place across the board. I know there's a lot of bears out there. Fuck the Bears, okay? That's what I have to say about that. Not the Chicago Bears. I'm not a Chicago Bears fan either, but I'm gonna, on my stream on Monday, I'm gonna cover some reasons why I think the Bears are wrong here. Now, obviously, no one knows for sure. No one has a crystal ball, but I believe global liquidity cycles are the driving force here more so than a 4-year market cycle. And I think we might have some room to run still. Regardless, though, guys, the DePIN sector is building, okay? It's been underperforming, no doubt, this year. I think it's just a matter of time before we see the fundamentals catch up with the price. Guys, exciting times ahead. That's all I got for you right now. I will see you all Monday. Peace.